The artist we're looking at today is named Henri Rousseau. You have to say his name fancy like that because it's French, because Henri Rousseau was from France. He lived a long time ago, so he's not alive anymore today. Henri Rousseau is famous for his jungle paintings, but Henri Rousseau lived in France. Are there any jungles in Paris, France? Or in the whole country of France? No. Okay, so how did he get these pictures, or how did he make these paintings of all this jungle? Wait a second. I recognize some of these plants that are in this painting. They're house plants. Those are the same kind of plants that I have in my house. And he just made them ginormous for the painting. Oh. So then what about all the other plants in this picture? Oh, so you know the Fort Worth Botanical Gardens? Well, Henri Rousseau had a botanical gardens next to where he lived. So he would go to the botanical gardens and look at all the giant plants and all the pretty plants, and he'd put them all together. Some house plants, some plants from Africa, some plants from Australia, some plants from America, and he'd put them all together to make this jungle. Henri Rousseau combined houseplants with the plants from the botanical gardens to create a jungle that doesn't even exist anywhere in real life. It is so cool that in art, you can create a picture of something that doesn't exist in real life by combining together different things that do exist in real life. So in honor of Henri Rousseau, we are going to learn how to draw different plants and leaves today. Today I'm going to show you how to draw two different types of leaves. I'm going to use two different greens. I'm not even going to start with pencil for this one. If you want to start with pencil, you can, so that way if you mess up, it's no big deal. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that because it's always safer to start with pencil, just in case. I'm going to turn my paper to the side so I can do one leaf on this side and one leaf on this side. For our first kind of leaf, we're going to do the stem. Now, for a stem of a leaf, it runs all the way through. So I'm going to do one line, top to bottom. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to do a banana curve. So not like a C, not as rounded as a C, a little less round. So I'm going to curve around and I'm going to connect and leave some left for the stem. Now I'm going to go back to the top and do the exact same thing, but in reverse. And connect down here, and I land at the same place. Now, leaves have little veins. That's what gets the water and the nutrients from the roots all the way to the tips of the leaves. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to start on the side, and I'm going to make a letter V. So I'm going to start here and go down to the point of my V, and then up for the other side of my V. Do you see how this makes a V? Now I'm going to do another one. Down and up at a diagonal, and one more. Down and up at a diagonal. And you can do as many of these as you want until you run out of space. You could do a whole bunch, or you could just do 3 like I did. Now for our other leaf is going to be more complicated. So we're going to start closer to the top, and we're going to make kind of a curved A shape. So a curve down like that, and a curve. You could almost say it looks kind of like a cat's ear. Now I'm going to do the same kind of thing on the side here. A curve A and back down. Curve out to the point and curve back down. Now we're going to do one more on each side. And you can make these ones the same size or smaller. I'm going to make these a little bit smaller. Curve down and curve back, and I'm going to keep going until I get to the middle. Curve out and then curve back until I get to the middle. Made it. Now from the very tippy tip top, I'm going to do a straight line down, hit that middle spot, and keep going for the stem. Now from here, this point, I'm going to draw a line in to that middle stem Same thing on this side. From this point into the middle of the stem, same thing on this side. Now, we already have one here, so we're done with that. Now we're gonna add our V's. Now because it'll be hard to figure out where to have the end of our V touch, we're gonna do them like this. I'm gonna do lines that start, and I'm going to flick my line so it gets lighter on the tip. 2 and 3. And then if you go over the edge, that's why we used a pencil. Now I'm going to finish my V's. Flick, flick, flick. We're going to do that on every one of these lines. So we're going to do it 5 times. We already did it once, so we're going to do it 4 more times. Flick, flick, flick. Finish your V. Flick, flick, flick. Kind of like you're flicking something, but you're flicking it with your pencil. So I'm pressing down hard on the line, and then I flick up. Now we have all these little V's. Now we get to color it in. I could have made this leaf green or red or really any color, but I decided to make it a fall color because we're getting close to the season of fall. Once you know how to draw leaves like this, the world is your oyster and you can make so many different things. For example, I made this sign that says Happy Fall, and I used this kind of leaf to make kind of a banner underneath. Another thing you can do is you can make a wreath. I used our second kind of leaf for the majority of it, but I used the first kind of leaf that we learned for the little spaces in between. And then I added 3 red dots to look like holly berries. So this one looks a little bit more Christmassy. So once you learn how to draw leaves like this, you can draw so many different things with it. But if you want to turn in something like this for this assignment, you can, to show me the things that you can do. Or you can just turn in the 2 leaves that we learned how to draw today. All right, I can't wait to see what you show me. Have fun.